Tackle made by number 66, Bill Scheidt. So don't worry, that was pretty close. As I said, my name is Bill Szigat. I'm from up north, a little small town in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Kings Point's a singularly unique experience. We take aspects of the business, logistical world, the military world, and the maritime profession, and we all put it into one solid educational facility. It's one training ground for all of these things. And that gives us sort of dynamicism in our training that we can go into all these different services and excel in all. You mentioned it, we have that 1 year seat. We take a 4-year Bachelor of Science education, cram it in 3 years. This is a fast-paced, high-intensity educational environment that you have things pelted at you under a high amount of stress, and you have to figure it out. You know what? A lot of people don't make it. It's a tough school. I'm sure all the other schools are tough. The Milwaukee All Academy gentleman mentioned that the training staff lays off during the school year. I was a company training officer. We don't lay off, and it is tough. But what that's teaching us is how to jump into a job and figure it out. My training is in marine engineering and primarily Navy regimental experience. But I have the option, I still have the option, 114 days from graduation, to jump into an Army program. And I have the ability to do that because of what this school has taught me. Now, that 4th year we have at sea. And I love about this sea year is that it gives us this try before you buy policy in our school. When I first showed up, we'll use myself as an example here. When I first showed up at the Merchant Marine Academy, I wanted to be a Marine. My dad was a Marine, I was going to be a Marine and kill some bad guys, it was going to be cool. Then I enrolled in the Marine Corps Options Program, and I found the Marine Corps wakes up really early. So that took that off the table for me. But I had that option. You mentioned there's mentors there. There's a gunnery sergeant, a master sergeant. We have these people on campus. I was able to figure that out before I signed anything. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to join the Navy. I'm going to be a CV, a combat engineer. I'm still going to be boots on the ground. I'm going to be more an engineering aspect. It's going to be cool. Sounds really awesome on paper. So I signed up. I fly to Gulf War, Mississippi with an MCB-7 for 14 days in public works. And after 2 weeks and a 240 day, I decided I don't want to do that either. It sounded really good. I wanted to sign up for it, but when I actually got to do it, I didn't want to do it. I was given that opportunity. So, all right, I'm a nuclear miner. How about I go into the nuclear sub operator, and I do that. Sounds great. The educational possibilities there is awesome. So I fly to Curacao, I pick up a nuclear sub, I take it up to ground, I spend 8 days there, and I find out, I don't want to do that either. But that's 3 options already that I thought I wanted to do when I first started out. That I thought I wanted to do, and it turns out, after actually getting the opportunity to experience it, it wasn't for me. And a lot of people I was talking to, I want to do this, I want to do this, and so did I when I was 18. But don't lock yourself in. Now, a lot of people here want to be pilots. I'm not going to beat around the bush there. That option is one of the biggest selling points of our school. We're given, what, 8 to 12 flight spots a year? Something like that. We're merchant mariners. Most of us here are going to be in merchant marine. I'm going into the merchant marine when I graduate. Everyone at these other schools wants those high value jobs. And everyone at those other schools are going into the military profession. They kind of have to pick one of those. That's not the case with our school. Out of the people that go to our school, 30% go active duty. That's split over 5 services. And out of those 5 services, you're probably going to get the community you want. I'm not going to guarantee anything because anything can happen. But you're probably going to get the community you want. If you want to fly, come here. You're probably going to be able to fly. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. I know people who went to Pensacola, spent 2 weeks doing a flight internship as part of their senior, and then didn't fly. So they thought it was going to be cool, and then it just didn't work for them. I know people who went to, with the Army, went to jump school, went to air assault, went to all these things, and they were afforded that opportunity to try all these things before we actually do it. Then when you graduate, I could be the same second lieutenant than any one of you can. I could be the same ensign than any one of you can. We have the same opportunities, we have more opportunities. We're kind of swept under the rug. When I first got my appointment to Merchant Marine Academy, I thought, crap, I got accepted to Naval Academy Reject School. Because people don't know. I didn't. So, what I want to get across to you is just, I want to encourage you to do the research, to talk to us, find out what we're about, because it's something that people just don't know. That's all I have. Thank you.